Governor, there appears to be a growing divide in Rhode Island. On one hand, you've got state employees who've largely gone through the pandemic, at least on a financial level, unscathed. Really no furloughs, no salary cuts, really no adjustments to their life. They all have great health care. And then you compare and contrast that to the private sector, where generational businesses were destroyed. Shutdowns seem to be, and this is before your time, but shutdowns were placed largely on small businesses while big box corporate stores were allowed to stay open. And you've got a devastation that's taken place economically, as a result, philosophically and psychologically, in what we call the dreaded private sector. Now you've got the $3,000 bonuses. And that, to a lot of people, and I've heard this term used a couple of times, is sort of their let them eat cake moment, because you're giving $3,000 bonuses to a subset of people, whereas the state continues to deny, in one case, in many cases, unemployment insurance to people whose employment was terminated as a result of their desire to not take the inoculation. How do you rationalize $3,000 to employees at a time when we're facing, despite all this money, real potential for structural deficits in the future, and this overall economic devastation that's been the bane of the private sector?
Well, that negotiation's still in process, so I'm not going to get really into detail on that. But the issues of stipends are used continually in contracts to kind of control the percentage increases. It's not unusual, so I'll just leave it at that. But it's a mechanism that you use in negotiations. I've negotiated 12 contracts in my town when I was a mayor.
Understood.
And we use those type of criterias before. And contracts you need to, just like we did with the school contract in Providence. We did the same thing in the school contract in Providence. So it's not an unusual part of a negotiation.
But why tie compensation to an act that, as part of your daily regimen, all right, is really considered necessary by your administration to be part of the Rhode Island culture? I mean, why are we rewarding them for behavior that your own administration would say is just, they should be just doing on their own?
Yeah, I look at the stipend as a part of the negotiations, and so we've used it before. That's what, this is a normal part. We just used it with the teachers, and if I'm not sure that it's fully baked at this point in time with the negotiations. We'll find out where it ends up.
Thank you very much, Governor.
Yeah, thank you, Pat.